The first thing you have to own is the first thing that's missing in this nation is accountability. Everyone has to be accountable. Forget holding other people accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable first. Yeah. Like I said, what are we teaching the babies? I came in today and someone said, you feel me? Wisdom born, knowledge. Yeah, all right. Now, what type of intelligence did you just display? What can a baby get out of that? What in real life time makes that practical and applicable in real life time? Opposed to you just keep it simple and say wisdom born and break down the science of what wisdom and what born is. Wisdom is your word, ways, and actions. Born means to be complete. Every time you move and every time you speak, it has to be in a position where you're bringing something into existence in complete form through the complete order, which is mathematics. Not just any form of mathematics, because there's many forms of mathematics. The nation I'm a part of deals in supreme mathematics. That's going from knowledge to born, then adding on to the cycle. This is the supreme form of any form of mathematics. And one thing I was always taught, if I can deal in the highest form of something, why would I ever stoop down to the lowest form? I don't got to deal in division. I deal in addition. And that doesn't mean I add numbers up like a mad scientist. All that means is I take that which I have and I build on it. And I build a proper foundation through the proper knowledge. That way it can be applied correctly. And I can bring about not just the understanding, but a change that the world actually needs. These babies need something that they can comprehend and digest mentally. In order for them to digest it mentally, they have to understand it. It has to not only make sense, but it has to go in time with actual today's time. I can't tell a baby about the 1970s. I wasn't there. And a lot of them don't want to hear about that for the new brothers that was there. It doesn't make sense for today's time of the problems of what used to be. Today is a whole different time. One thing that we have that a lot of brothers fail to realize is the past is the past. The now is now. The now is the only time that's actually present. We're not caught up on the clock of what was. Because what was has already passed. What is right now is what the current situation that's going to be going forward in the future. Even though we have problems, once again, we are all great minds. There's no reason why we can't draw up solutions. This is the art of having actual knowledge of and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of supreme mathematics. When you can actually utilize this. I tell brothers this all the time. We come amongst each other talking this God, Allah, the God, all this. However, what relevance does that hold if you're not making and owning nothing? Who is the original man? The original man is an Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the creator of planet Earth, for all civilization, God of the universe. If you're not utilizing any of those attributes, what are you doing? You're not making, you're not owning nothing. You're not, what is the cream? The cream rises to the top. This is the best part. We take the best part and what we do with the poor part. We don't worry about it. It's irrelevant. What another brother is not doing is irrelevant. What are you doing? That's the problem with this nation. We have all these critics, but we don't have no Grammy winners and we don't have no great authors. What are y'all creating? Other than comments, other than opinions. What solutions have you brought to the table? What have you added on to the nation? And better yet, what have you added on to your own life? Because if you haven't added nothing meaningful in your life, if you say you so-called God and you came into the knowledge yourself and yada, 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 the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, whatever, and you still haven't experienced no growth and development in your life, then what are you doing with this? You really don't have knowledge of this. Oh, man. You took this whole thing on face value. We're not religious. We're not Muslims. We don't care what one of the two. If you want to be religious, you want to be a Muslim, they got a mosque, a temple, a church for all of you. I come to people and ask the people. I don't judge no one. Why? Because I know where I once was. judgment on people. I'm not going to tell no one about profanity. But once again, we're not a religion. If you curse, whatever, it is what it is. And guess what? We're not going to make pretend everything is real. We're going to say we're not going to curse in here, but everyone's cursing in the real world. We're going to say everyone doesn't indulge this, but everyone's indulging in the real world. The art of everything that's real is just being the master, not falling victim to these things. That's the only thing. Don't fall victims. Don't allow your emotions to supersede intelligence. Because the law put the knowledge before the wisdom, because before that was what? Wisdom, knowledge. So what we got to do? We got to stop wisdom in our knowledge. We got to stop speaking on things and having opinions before we actually try to find a solution ourselves. Because that's what's going to bring about a change in this nation. Arguing and complaining is not. It's not. It's getting old. The beauty of it, though, I'm the youth right now because I'm the youngest in the room, along with several of my other brothers. I look around, everyone here is old, and that's no disrespect. However, all this stuff, y'all gonna keep complaining, y'all gonna keep bickering. However, me and my peers, we got it right exactly. We're not letting it go. And we gonna teach and teach some more. So y'all can keep arguing and complaining. We gonna keep doing arguing, and all the arguing, the bickering, and the opinions, it's gonna die with y'all. For those of y'all that choose not to live, because I got a bunch of great older brothers that I build with on the daily, and guess what? Their name is gonna live. Why? Because I'm gonna make sure it lives. I'm gonna bestow the wisdom that they gave me and give it to all those that need it as well. And guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna teach. This is the science of a lot never dies. Because we keep teaching. We don't keep arguing and complaining. How many students? You come here, you're supposed to bring a student, you're supposed to bring a baby. That's what we deal with in my cycle where I'm from. Don't even come around if you ain't got no fruit or no babies. Because this is not a cycle for grown men to congregate and bicker and argue. This is a cycle that was meant for what? The youth and their growth and development. If you're not adding on to no growth and development, what are you doing? Everything is real. It's no gray image between the black and white. It is what it is. It's reality and it's a fantasy. It's the truth and then you have lies. It's no in between. That's why it's no compromise. One thing I was able to do the knowledge to in that tape, that Otisville tape is what? About said you have to have the heart to kill. That doesn't necessarily mean go pick up a weapon and do harm to your brother. That means you have to have the heart to kill all that is not supposed to be within the cycle. Poor knowledge, belief systems, egos. You have to have the heart to kill. It's no compromise. Me and my cycle, we don't deal with neutrality. Oh, this is the way you got it? We don't care about that. Is this the way to go? And more important, if it's not, you're not going to teach that around here. You're not going to stick no pins around here because we already doing daily pulling pins from the 85. Well, we look around, let a brother that calls himself God come around and stick more pins in the baby's heads. But you supposed to be the one pulling them. But you haven't even pulled the pin from the back of your head yet. And run around here saying, oh, Allah is God. Anyone can say anything. Just like anyone can come in the name of Allah. That don't mean everyone's Allah. Anyone could be a God. Cannot everyone be Allah? Remember, Yaqub was a God. The last time God played, he did what?
Made devil.
He made devil. What happened the first time he played? He caused separation. What did he separate?
The black.
What did he separate before the black and the brown? The negative and the positive. That was two states of mind. He made a distinction between a fact and a lie. And guess what he chose to run with? A lie. That's why he reversed the polarities. We don't have to go on a goose chase or an egg hunt looking for who Yaqub was.
Nope.
That's not the science we know in 120. This is why I tell brothers all the time too. Memorizing the code 120 isn't going to make you any smarter, dummy. It's not. I can give someone a photographic memory 120 on a piece of paper, and it's not going to change their life in no form or fashion if they can't comprehend and they don't have no actual knowledge on what's in front of them and how to utilize it. 120 wasn't wrote out for us to argue. 110 is just a navigational system for us to what? Questions and answers that apply to what? Everyday life. Any form of reality that you're dealing with. Once you know and understand what you're dealing with, at least that's what I taught.
Yep.
At least that's what I know, because I did the knowledge. I actually took the time to draw these lessons up and apply them in real life time. I don't care about Musa and him having a hard time civilizing the devil in the year 2000 BC. I know why it's so easy for me to civilize the babies in the year 2023. Because I keep it simple and practical. And everything I say not only makes sense, but it can be applied and shown in no limit of time. And this is how I born the reality of Allah being God complete in the minds of the youth. Because I gotta be there, guess what? They see me first. The speed of light travels at the rate of what?
1,000.
How fast does the speed of thought travel? Instantaneous. Because the science, this is not to get on no high science, but when light refracts and we perceive an image, the image is actually displayed backwards, upside down. Our mind processes things so fast, it reverses it into the correct format. So we get the proper visual of what is, showing and proving that thought travels faster than the speed of light. And the speed of light travels faster than what? The speed of sound. 1,120 feet per second. You have to know 120.
Yep.
How about that? It's that simple. Knowing 120 isn't just about correlating degrees and, like I say, regurgitating sentences, questions and answers. Knowing 120 is knowing how to utilize these lessons in order to bring about real life change in your present day and time. Because these lessons are timeless. And how do we utilize and navigate through 120? What's the keys to the universe? Supreme mathematics. This is how things become complete. Because the universe is what? Mathematics. You can't name me one thing that in this universe that doesn't deal with mathematics. You can't name me one thing in this universe that isn't a shape. Why? Because all shapes are created through mathematical order. Therefore, you have to utilize mathematics in order to bring about everything you want to exist and bring about everything in its correct form. Because things can be born alive and things can also be born dead. That's the 85, it was born dead. A mental death and power. Why? Because the truth was concealed. We're not the concealers of nothing, we're the revealers. We're the 5% who teach you who the true and living God is. You feel me? And how do we teach it? Not just these words. I don't tell no one I'm God. I just go out and be who I am. And guess what they tell me? It's something about this man. It's something different about this guy. Just off my appearance. Not just off my appearance, just my whole energy. The way I come, the way I conduct myself. The seriousness in my manner. The people I hang around, the people that gravitate towards me. I know the art of being a piece with the magnetic. I have the science of this. Everywhere I go, me and my peers or anyone I always tell, draw this up. This is how you know the real piece with the magnetic. Start going to establishments, start going to places that's socially dead and bring light to that place in no limit of time.
Yep.
I done walked in many establishments, restaurants, and they have no customers. And as soon as I walked in, guess what happens? Not even a minute later, customers won't stop coming in. This ain't no pseudoscience. This ain't no spookism. This is reality. This is mathematics. Everything attracts to what? To positive. When you have that mental power, when you have that truth. But in order to have that truth, you have to what? You have to do the knowledge. You have to take things from that said process of going to knowledge of born to making sure it becomes complete because it's right and exact. Not because you made an estimated guess. Not because you chose to take something on face value and you have a belief or you're caught up in emotions of what you feel like something might be. Because you've done the proper knowledge. Before you spoke. Before you reacted. Before you gave something power. Because remember, nothing in this life has power over you. Only that which you give. Who gave Yakub the time? Who gave Yakub the devil the point in time to rule? Well, who gave Yakub the position to do what he did? The original man. Why? Because Allah is God. Always has been and always will be. Not he once was. also known as living mathematics. We put mathematics into motion. You have potential energy and you have kinetic energy.
We connect.
We take all that has potential and we bring it to its fullest what? Exactly. And we don't stop just there.
No.
Because the original man has to what? Renew his history. Every 25,000 years. A year every mile. That's the circumference of the planet Earth. What is the relevance of these degrees? It's not so you can sound cool and say some facts regarding our physical planet. It's so you have to know and understand as you make your travels teaching, you're going to have to keep teaching. You're going to have to keep renewing your history. You're going to have to keep fact-checking all that you come across because knowledge is infinite. That doesn't mean you take everything that's said on face value. That don't mean you take everything you said and put it in your pocket in your mind. That means you still have to take it through that said process of making sure it's right and exact before you distribute it. Why? Because this is the only thing people, places, and things will actually become complete and be born alive in the mind. Because a lot of them suffer from a what? A mental death. No one has ever been known to return from a physical death, so we can take that out of the situation. We're not going to be here forever. Like I was just building on with all my brothers that I thought that's old. Y'all aren't going to be here forever. So y'all have to make do with what y'all have, which is now. The time y'all have now. Get amongst these brothers that's around here. Because as much as I love, you feel me, to teach some more, I'm only one person. And I can only teach where I'm at. I'm in H. Medina. I can't come out here to get a cycle right or get a city right, and I still have a part to do on my part of the planet Earth. I have to get the babies in H. Medina on the floor. I have to make sure they have the finances before I come out here and put a dollar out here. Because there's so many dollars out here. It shouldn't be a problem. One of the blessings that one of my great brothers gave me was a large shot upon my first time meeting. He said, "Boy, don't come out here trying to be God. I've already been out here. You got to go where you from and be God. And take it to the place that's unknown and make things known. Through what? Manifesting His truth. Not the lies. Not the adverse. One thing about it, even if you fail to use the knowledge, that doesn't mean the next person will. What if you give someone something that's not right and exact, and they draw it up, and they go to the proper step of mathematical order of doing the knowledge, of looking, learning, observe, respect it, and they come across the fact that what you told them was a lie? That just turned them off from this whole culture. Because we're about the truth, right? And the truth is absolute. The truth doesn't need refinement. This is the science of mathematics. However, we have a lot of brothers in here that's doing conflict behind what? Rumors. Everyone's saying what was, what someone else said, what's right and exact, what's not right and exact. However, like I say, I can't do the knowledge to what someone said that I can't show and prove in no limited time of what someone supposedly told you back then. I know one thing. I did the knowledge to the children of all. And when Rebecca said what? He said knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and he went on so forth. And when the law was in the oldest, then he did what? He didn't have no refinement in the power. And most important, all the brothers that was there, they're still around. No one pays attention to them. God just got up here and said what? He said, a lot of what y'all saying is disrespectful. Why? Because y'all speaking what y'all don't even know. Y'all taking everything on face value and y'all denying the truth. It's hard, and this is the thing about it. Like I say, going back to the we're not religious people. The reality is the truth. It's a thing called partiality. civilized. Civilization, righteousness, knowledge of himself, and the science of everything in life, love, peace, and happiness. It doesn't tell you the duty of a civilized person is to judge. It doesn't tell you the duty of a civilized person is to guess. It's to teach he who is uncivilized. God can't teach God nothing. Our duty isn't amongst each other, coming together, congregating, arguing about lessons, arguing about how something goes. Our duty is amongst the people who actually need to hear this knowledge. The ones who's out there. Not the ones who's going to college and have both parents and all that. They still gonna get this knowledge. However, we can't be scared to teach the ones that's killing. We can't get scared to teach the ones that's robbing people. The ones that have a profane language. That have no respect for anyone, including themselves. Or anything. You can't be scared. And that's what this nation has fell short. Because a lot of brothers is afraid right now, and I see it. I hear it all the time. Oh, God is just because you loud and you upright, that doesn't mean you're disrespectful. It's the thing that's called being stern, solid. In life, to build a extraordinary. You have solids, liquid, and gases. You have to draw things up into what? A fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. And you have to make it reality and bring it back what? In a solid form. Precipitation is what? You watering the plant, you teaching. You giving someone that is applicable in your life. No one out here that's actually dealing with the harsh realities of life, that's going through gangs, that's going through hardships of being stuck